Hello everyone, my name is Justin Rogers and you're watching History by a High Schooler. Today, we'll be learning about the Korean War and how this forgotten war has impacted the world. Let's get into it. Before we delve into the Korean War, we need a little background of what exactly were the reasons why the war happened in the first place. At the end of World War II, the United States and the Soviet Union liberated annexed Korea from the Japanese. The US and the Soviets then split the nation into two occupation zones, North and South, with the US advising the South as it transitioned to a republic, and the Soviets taking the North and installing a communist regime. As the Cold War began, two sovereign countries were effectively established in 1948. Now that we know what happened, we can now look at how the war went and why it is known as the Forgotten War. The Korean War earns its name as the Forgotten War because its status, details surrounding the war, and why it took place, and its aftermath are all presented more as a Cold War footnote than history in Western world history. The Korean War started on June 25th, 1950, when the North Korean forces, backed by China and the Soviet Union, crossed the 38th parallel into South Korea. Their plan was simple: unify the Korean peninsula once more. As a result, the newly formed United Nations authorized the dispatch of forces to quell the conflict. It was a physical war fought about different philosophies, communism versus capitalism. Over the course of this 3-year war, the death toll was high, with 1 million deaths in South Korea, 1 million deaths in North Korea, and 36,500 deaths for U.S. troops and 600,000 deaths for Chinese troops. With troops lost to all countries all around the globe, a ceasefire was reached on July 27, 1953. U.S. Army Lieutenant General William K. Harrison Jr. is a long name, very long name. And North Korean General Nam II signed 18 copies of the official Korean Armistice Agreement in 3 languages. While this ended the war, it didn't end conflicts between North and South Korea, as they showed hostility to each other over the next 70 years. Korea today shows signs of final peace to the Korean conflict, as both leaders, Moon Jae-in of South Korea and Kim Jong-un of North Korea, signed the Parmesan Declaration in 2018. You're getting real footage of me messing up Korean names. While most people see the Korean War as merely as a footnote in world history, it doesn't take away from the fact that it was a bloody, gruesome war that we are still feeling the effects of today. And that was basically a summary of the Korean War. I hope I was able to help you learn something, because I surely did. I didn't know much about the Korean War going into this, and I learned some new things just reading the summary and some articles about it. See, there's a lot of information about it. Like, I had to write notes down because I can't remember it all off the top of my head. So if you have a problem with my voice and stuff sounding choppy, it's because I was reading notes. I can't store it all up here in my noggin for like a day and a half. Yeah, that's about it. If you want me to go more into depth of the Korean War, such as like Korean War battles and conflicts that took place, let me know in the comments. And if I've had historical inaccuracies, like mishaps in this little YouTube video, please correct me, because I'm learning just as much as you, and I would love to just get everything as right as I could, right? All right. And if you liked the video, drop a like. If you didn't, don't drop a like. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. And until next time.